Oh yeah, continuing Kingsport Restaurant. We got Jonathan Russell here from the Backwoods Burger Bar. And you know, the last time I was over there, I came to your place.
Yeah.
And we sit down and you had all this food. And one of the things that I had never had before were these banana peppers fried, deep fried. And I'm going to tell you folks, not a huge fan of banana peppers just raw, but deep fried, it does something better to them. It really does.
It does. It's a completely different thing.
It is a completely different flavor. It really is. So how do you make them?
Well, it's one of the simplest things we actually do make in-house.
Okay.
I literally just take banana peppers straight out of the jar,
Right.
throw it right into our little flour mixture,
Right.
and straight into the fryer.
So do you have any salt, pepper, any seasoning or anything in there?
Can't give away all the secrets now.
Oh, okay. See, there's where we got to draw the line, okay? Because there's a little secret spice blend in there along with that flour. So
Yeah.
just going to put them in there and dip them.
Yep.
How many of these did you say you make during a week?
Oh, Lord. We probably go through, what was it, probably about 16 gallons at least.
16 gallons. Wow.
So we've been having a little trouble getting them lately, too.
Oh, is it? Oh, one of those supply chain issues?
Exactly.
Yeah,
we got
but
plenty of those.
You're going to get them and going to get them in there and get them in this deep fat and, oh. And you just coat them.
Just coat them, yep.
You don't dip them in anything else. Just,
Nope. Just get them on there and get them in.
And let them fry. And they become magical. They really do. I love they're crisp, and then you get that pepper on the inside,
Right.
and it's so good.
Like I said, I wish I would have thought and I would have brought you a little ranch. That makes it so much better. But
a little ranch
I ran
makes
off
everything better.
Exactly.
It's kind of like bacon, you know. If you want to make something better, put some ranch, or put some bacon, put some cheese, whatever, some gravy. You know, there's lots of things like that.
Exactly. And like I said, these things are some of the simplest things. They're done really,
How long
really
do you let them
fast.
cook for?
Not even probably a minute.
Is it one of those
minute and
things
a
when
half.
they float to the top, they're pretty much ready? Or?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So, like I said, you can tell they just get
a
little bit of a coating on there, and that's it.
And they're good and crispy. So we're going to let those rest for a minute. And you know, Amy kind of walked us through, and you were talking about your burgers. And
Right.
you grind up that shoulder, and I was talking to you off camera. I want folks to look at the burgers here and the marbling. You know, when you talk about a steak, you talk about the marbling in it. Same thing with hamburger.
It is, and like I said, we get the whole shoulder of the cow, and there's actually 3 different types of steak inside of that shoulder that we just cut down, and whatever fat's in it's what we give you.
Oh.
So
it's not like an 80-20 or, you know, a 95-5 or whatever that cow was, however that cow was living is how it's going to taste.
Exactly.
So I love that. That's a good way to go. But your key thing is having the freshest ingredients you possibly can.
Right. Yes. I felt like we were missing a lot of quality in our area whenever I first started the restaurant, and I've started to see a lot more come into the area. But like I said, we wanted to help kick that off.
And you know, we were talking, and Amy walked us through all these different burgers, but your biggest burger that you make, okay? Because we talked about this when we were over there. I want to remind our viewers about the big burger that you make.
It's called the Mother Cluckin'. It actually has our 8-ounce patty on it, leaf lettuce on the bottom. We do about a 8-ounce buttermilk breaded chicken breast on top, that house sliced bacon, and then our secret sauce on top of that.
That's almost your version of surf and turf, almost.
Yeah, yeah. A little bit of everything.
You put some shrimp on there, it'd be
exactly.
It'd be the
We've
perfect
done that
burger.
once before.
It sounds amazing. But your menu, are you constantly looking for new things to put on the menu, or you got some favorites that people just enjoy so much?
We do a bunch of different ones. Like I said, we just added one new one probably about a month or so ago. It's called the Gone Bananas.
Okay.
It uses a feta spread and leaf lettuce on the bottom.
Okay.
Then you actually have the burger, Swiss cheese, and then we actually top it with the banana peppers.
Oh. Man,
So.
I didn't know where you were going with that banana. Okay, I've never had banana on a burger, but those would be good on there. That crunchy, that would add a whole nother. And that's the thing you're looking for here, is looking for those different textures on there.
Yep, different flavor profiles.
Yeah, and I love the fact you got the over easy egg up here, the sunny side up egg, because folks, a lot of mayonnaise is eggs.
Yeah,
and that's basically you're substituting maybe some mayonnaise for that sunny side egg.
Gives you a little bit of that buttery flavor too.
Yeah, I like that too. Oh man, Jonathan, y'all got it going on over there.
We try.
Yeah, you know, folks, we were talking about those pulled pork fries. I've had those. I want to vouch for them. They are an amazing dish. And remind folks about this program that you're going to be on. You said it was on a digital channel.
Yes, it was called America's Best Restaurants. Yes. So they came out about a month or so ago and did a film. So
did you enjoy that?
It was fun. It was different, challenging, like all this is.
All right, we appreciate you taking some time.
Thank you.
Showing us that simple recipe, but so flavorful. It's Backwoods Burger Bar. They're located right there in downtown Kingsport on Market Street. Give them a call right there at that number. Check out their